Man, they really changed everything. Yeah, Ramona, I guess, is like the main character now. What is this thing? Yeah, this free stuffer. Ah, that's cheating! Yeah, like what? Like seriously, it's amazing. This new Scott Pilgrim, which is really about him that much before, but it's like, oh my god, like I've seen, I've already read it a couple of times, and the anime is a completely new storyline, or like, you know, it's like extended everything. Benefits? What? I said this moment with Knives earlier. Man, that is spicy. What? They changed a lot in this. So, Scott Pilgrim, the anime era. This is amazing, seriously. I did not think it was gonna be like this. So I'm a big fan of Scott Pilgrim, especially I love the video game, okay? Anamanaguchi's soundtrack is amazing. It's like a revisited Ransom remake kind of thing, right? Which is based on with the money and so on. I love it. I played it 4 many times. But I love the comic books. Whatever. I thought the anime was going to be the exact same thing, okay? So, honestly, a little bit like this feeling to it, because I thought the anime was just going to be the exact same thing. And I had to say the trailer didn't give it much justice then. Because when I watched the trailer, so I was like, it looks the same, you know, it's like a remake. No. This is completely new. Episode 1 is the same thing, kind of. But 2 and forward are using new content, new retelling. The anime is a must-watch if you're a fan of the previous stuff. But honestly, I thought my friends bought it. He's like, no, it's a completely new story. But anyway, this video here, guys, we're gonna watch episode 1, 2, and 3. And so then we watch more, right? But I think it's one of the best anime this year so far. It's really good. So anyway, please subscribe, press the like button, and I probably tomorrow publish 4, 5, and 6 probably, and then it's more. So anyway, let's watch episode 1. This is the same like the classic storyline, of course, where Scott is just like waiting. But I have to say, I like how they changed this though. It's basically the same thing as the original one, right? But they changed it to be Netflix and so on. Yeah. So otherwise it's the same. But I like the addition here. They're like, oh, it's basically the same storyline, but you know, it's like a Netflix thing instead. I would say they also getting slightly dirtier, I suppose, in this retelling. But otherwise, episode 1, I said immediately, guys, I think it's amazing. Okay, this Scott Pilgrim telling. But here, I'm doing the episode 1 thing here. This is basically the same thing. It's just a little more. Here comes Mattel, so you can have the fight. This is kind of weird, actually diverge, right? So honestly, this is like my second time watching episode 1. I thought it was going to be the same thing, right, you know? But this is, it looks really great. And this is the first time it definitely diverged. He also has to summon his powers here, so he doesn't even use his full power up. And this, like, I don't know, alternative universe. Yeah, then he uses his own. Like, what's happening? Yeah, like, here it is when it changes. Yeah, like, this is like, what? And then turns into money, which is a revisit to ransom. Kunio's revenge. She's happy. Yeah, it's like, what? KO? He dies. Scott Pilgrim dies. One thing he's also surprised. Did I win this thing? Did I win? So let's review episode 1 then. So as I said, episode 1 is like a short recap with me, right? Because this, like I said, I did not record myself watching episode 1. Usually I record myself, right, for reactions and so on. But I watched the episode, I was like, yeah, whatever, it's a retelling, let's just watch it, right? I'm a big fan. But there was at this moment I was like, oh wait a minute, maybe I should put on the record button. Because here it changes, right? It was a little bit earlier too. We see a little more of the villains, so it is presenting a little bit more perspective on it. But that to me still felt like not a retelling, but it's like a little more, I say, you know, extended version, right? Yeah. So at that moment, I still didn't think they were gonna change the storyline that much, because it's like, you know, see Mattel and so we see him talking to Gideon. It's like, yeah, whatever. This is an extended side bit there, but no, that actually is part of it. But I like this moment too that he wins and he seems shocked too, right? So it's interesting and it feels a lot of meta around it. But I do wonder how they're gonna turn. I mean, honestly, I have no idea. Yeah, we're gonna go watch episode 2, guys. So let's keep going. So I like the opening too. The opening is pretty fitting too. Yeah, it's like a Japanese singing opening. Of course, there is a Japanese one too. But I like how it's like it fits Pilgrim to have this like anime opening. Yeah, it's kind of happy. So now they're having a funeral. This is so weird, right? This is so weird. I'm sitting here thinking that it's gonna be, you know, I use like the comic book retelling, but no, it's an actual funeral. I should laugh at this, but they have like a serious funeral. It's your fault, Ramona! Yeah, they're having this like, it's all your fault, yeah. Could I blame her, of course, for it? But it's juicy. They're like, oh yeah, great drama. But yeah, it's a massive retelling. Here, episode 2 is something different. So, like I said, right, I of course I've read the comic several times. I have seen, you know, the movies and so on, right, whatever, many times. I think Michael She's one of the perfect Scott Pilgrim actors, right? But this is already here, the story has diverted massively now, right, okay? Massively diverted, yeah. Of course, Scott is supposed to die or whatever, but we have this whole thing now that is like, oh, this is church, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a massive retelling, and honestly, like I said earlier, I am surprised. I feel Netflix kind of failed this thing because, in the sense that they didn't tell anyone, no, but it's kind of surprising, right? Like, I remember broken record, but I mean, like, I genuinely didn't think it was going to be this massive change. And looking at the two different trailers I've seen, why didn't they show more of this thing, right? You know, like they should be much more presenting. Maybe I just avoided unknowing. I don't know, but it's just a massive change right now. But let's keep going. And yeah, Brie Larson, Envy Adams. Exactly, she's played by Brie Larson in there. I think she's voicing her still. I think they have all the original voice. I think they have all the original voice casters, like Chris Evans or one. I think so. But yeah, that's Brie Larson playing her, so we're gonna hear her voice soon probably. And this is like the most dramatic church opening ever. Yeah, this is yeah, I'm here. Chris Envy Adams. I mean, obviously it's gonna be the same kind of storytelling. The general concept is the same. Right? She dated Scott, of course. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh yeah. There's a fan service there. Oh god, this is the most. This fits Scott Pilgrim. Of course, Knives likes her more than Scott, right? Oh, so we're gonna sing a number at his grave. I remember you. This is over top this anime. Yeah, but honestly, this is like the most animated anime's ever been, right? So Pilgrim also been So Pilgrim's always been like a parody, right, an anime and gaming and so on. But now she's like singing this like sad pop song over his death. Yeah, she's just like. But I'm sure it's gonna become some crazy weird song soon. Here we go. I knew it. Yeah, it's gonna be this like huge pop song. I want to tell you what is this thing. But seriously, Scott Pilgrim is like the most anime of animes, yeah. Like, yeah, we're gonna have like a singing number, dancing on his grave, and everyone's like, woo! Scott is dead! Like, whoa! Like, it's just so weird. It reminds me of something like Trigger would do, yeah. Who actually is animating this? That's what something Trigger would do. Yeah, we're gonna have like a party on his grave! Woo! It's crazy, weird. Because now the bad guys are confused now, yeah, because they won too easily. The first guy won. He's supposed to be the weakest of us. The first boyfriend. Yeah, like, what happened? Evil X Mattel, is he the boss now? He's like, yeah, bro. He's kissing. That's our first robot! He turned into the big evil now. Bam! Yeah, that's the first robot. Maybe we're gonna rush it. Like, the first one is the strongest, second one is the second strongest. Yeah, they're gonna, like, go opposite here. He wants to take over the part, right? Yeah, Gideon has been tricking them. Oh, they're gonna have a national fight? I love it, yeah. Gideon's gonna fight Mattel. Yeah, this is awesome! Like, seriously! Like, because it is the same characters, but it's a complete retelling. Now they have like a 2D fight. It's like a fighting game. Yeah, they're even standing in a line here. But it is awesome! I keep saying it, I thought it's gonna be a remake, the same thing, but no, it's like the same character with a completely storyline. I got the power of the CEO! Yeah, it's like, that's my power of money! I was gonna summon his girls, the Ramona clothes. Yeah, exactly, the Ramona demon. But this is awesome. It's also really well done too. It's like a god, seriously. But I mean, God, I'm so excited because this is one of my all-time favorite movies. So it feels like I can watch a new version of it. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, it's getting like a here we go. It's getting like sheer up boost. I think he's gonna win. I have to say though, I don't think it's predictable, but to some extent, it's predictable that he probably will win. Whoa! That was brutal though, but yeah, finish him. But I also say that I think he's gonna win because they're obviously retelling the storyline, right? So by having Gideon lose now in the episode 2 here, that's gonna change the main story a lot. So the triad, right, from Zelda. But the thing is that the Zelda triangle is actually based on an old Japanese clan called a Data clan. So it's like an old Japanese symbol, those 3 triangles. But like I said, this makes sense. This is really interesting, I feel, right, because they actually have Gideon losing. Like I said, though, I mean, it's a weird way to say it. The anime is supposed to be predictable. It's not predictable because it's a crazy show, right? It is crazy by crazy, right? It's like teleporting through walls and everything. In that sense, it's wackadoodle, right? But at the same time, though, I definitely predicted this thing because as, of course, like I said, they're changing everything, right? Okay, so Mattel beats Scott and this thing happening. and whatever. I also felt like I guess Gideon's gonna be a loser now instead, so it's gonna change. So having Gideon lose was like is definitely I guess the way to really like throw everything around, right? Because if he's the big rich guy, he has all the evil plans, then I guess the other bad guys gonna have other evil plans that they didn't have in the original game and comic book and movie, right? Where he was the mastermind. So yeah, removing the OG mastermind is definitely the best way to really change it. So let's see what happens more then. But yeah, that he was gonna lose was kind of like, yeah, obviously. But you have something I don't have? That's like a weird line too. Well, I realize you're a girl now. You're the only ex with special equipment. Like what? Yeah, you're the only ex that doesn't have that thing. Wanna team up with me? So it's like weird. Yeah, you're the only lesbian ex. You're special, yeah. Oh, she can hear. Of course, Scott is alive. She can hear him in the dream world. Yeah, I mean, obviously. So that's episode 2, guys. Okay, let's review it a bit. Episode 3. Now, as expected, right? Gideon lost, talked about there. But yeah, here, this is a complete new telling. I said earlier in the church there. It is really interesting to watch it. I'm a big fan of Scott Pilgrim, right? I think it's kind of it's just like a natural mix of all pop culture. Even if the author and me are the same age, no, but like it's a mixed culture. There's like old fighting games and SNES games and so on, right? And old classic retro games these days. Mixed with some anime stuff and manga, but also of course modern comic books and Spider-Man and Batman or whatever, right? So it has everything. It's like mixed together. I mean, obviously I know, for example, that later on his vegan power, right, is based on Vegeta, right? That Super Saiyan and so on. Obviously reference. I know all the references. So I'm a big fan of Scott Pilgrim, and yeah, this new Scott Pilgrim is really amazing because this feels like I'm watching an actual new storyline. Yeah, I'm really surprised because this whole episode 2 here, it is completely new. I don't think like anything in this episode basically is in the comic book or the movie or whatever in the game. I guess you could argue that some of the hints are there, like, oh no, she hearing him in the dreamland and so. I mean, sure. I mean, there's some like stuff in it, but for example, having the two of the bad guys fighting each other, and arguably the two most iconic bad guys too in the storyline, because he's the first and the last one, right? Which is actually, I think, pretty common for a lot of storylines. I feel like the first bad guy usually has a lot of impression, right? Unless it's like a Axel Morgan, but you know what I mean, like a more longer season bad guys. I think it's a very short storyline, so because like I feel the twins are kind of like the least memorable the exes, right? Because there are 2 of them, and they even joked about he's like twin 1, twin 2. Yeah, they even like I felt they even met a joke. He was like, yeah, I saw them, you guys. The girl, the twins, the vegan. I felt it even like no one remembers them. They're like 1 and 2. Who's who? I don't know. They're one of like no one even knows who is who. Of the twins, right? You build robots. Yeah, good for you guys. I think especially because they do build robots too. Yeah, like they were never really presented as fighters themselves, right? Their powers are they build robots to fight for them. So that's probably a big reason too why you don't really remember them, I would say. But yeah, this is really good. Seriously. This for me, I mean, I'm already a very biased big fan, but this for me is like a 10 out of 10 because I feel like I'm, well, watching it. But obviously you want to have a Scott Pilgrim, I don't know, this is like a sequel, yeah, this is more like a sequel, right? So it's a much more different storyline, so it's really good. The church scene was hilarious though. It feels like the most anime thing ever, yeah. It's like, are we gonna have a dance on his grave and so on? Envy is like, have a party! Like woo! And everyone is like, yeah, he's dead! Like what? Okay, so let's watch episode 3. I get no one ever first in this anime, but it's always like this, shut, take another break! You have another break! Yeah, it's like, this I feel is like, but I feel this is a thing is Scott Pilgrim though, that every person feels kind of bad at the job, yeah. I don't know, they're up in like Toronto, Canada, and no one ever works. And she's gonna explain to her that she can save Scott, right? But seriously, is that how it's in Canada? Of course, she explained that he didn't die, is that he's stuck in subspace. That's like, yeah, he's like in another dimension, that makes sense. But whatever. Okay, now they're gonna go over who's the bad guy. It would be really interesting if it is actually one of the friends that are bad guys. Yeah, I really hope, and I mean, because I am on anime only right here, apparently. I hope this one of these characters that are actually the bad guy. I mean, obviously, Mattel and so on are the bad guys, right? But you know what I mean? I'm hoping that actually a new person is the bad person. But you know what I mean? Honestly, yeah, I hope that it is not, one of the, Envy perception on it. It would be much more interesting instead of it being just like, one of the extras, right? I hope it's another person. So Knives, of course, is like, he ends up with Knives. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm gonna spoil that. He ends up with Knives in the OG. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, the whole circuit with Ramona, and then. But now it feels like Knives is a lesbian instead. Yeah, but isn't he supposed to love Scott? But now the other fish is being taken here by, yeah, like. He's just like, are they doing it with music? Yeah, are you two lesbians now? You know what I mean? No one ever works here. They're like, oh, well, he's late. Like, this is my impression of Canada and Toronto. No one ever works. No one cares about money. Everyone's lazy. You know, yeah. He's like, I draw a sheep. That's how you get a girlfriend, man. Yeah, it's very easy to get a girlfriend in this anime world. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it works, seriously. He's like, I draw a sheep. He's like, oh yeah, let's do it. Like, what? Yeah, he's like, what? How did that work on you? What's wrong with you, woman? What, he draw you a sheep? That's the moment you fall in love with him? Like, what's wrong with you? Okay, now it's like, well, now it's not this time. He also rescued me from this gang once. Like, what? Yeah, it's like, but obviously, okay, let's go back to this. The thing is that, right, you know, this anime is based, or the comic book stuff, right, is based on Revisit the Ransom to a large extent, right? With the money and the fighting and so on, how it works. And that, Revisit the Ransom, Kunio's Revenge 2, whatever, that's actually based on this game called Renegade, okay? Renegade is seen as the first beat 'em up game, right? So the thing is that they have this constant reference that, like, Mattel and Ramona fighting these guys, but the thing is that this is kind of the storyline, you know, of like Renegade, Double Dragon and so on, right? Because in all of these, those old games, usually they would kidnap your girlfriend, right, you know? Final Fight's the thing, you know, they kidnap Jessica, right? Cody's girlfriend and daughter of Mike Hager. Then you go on the street and, you know, get some revenge, right? Save your girlfriend. Same thing in Double Dragon, same thing and so on. So that's what they kind of refer to. Yes, Scott has, there's a lot of these flashbacks that I had to save my girlfriend from people on the street, right? But it's a reference to all these like 80 and early 90 beat 'em up games. So that's why they keep having these flashbacks of everyone having this like, I gotta save my girlfriend from some thugs, you know. But I love it. We were more than roommates. It's like weird too. We were college roommates. It's kinda are they gonna fight now? Well, it's girl and girl, I guess. Yeah, it's like, but I mean, if Mattel can fight Gideon, I guess because it's dead, right? Ramona's gonna fight her and stuff. I'm not into girls anymore. Like, there we go. I'm a girl. I know you're better than they guys. But yeah, they're all gonna fight. This is awesome. This is Roxie versus Ramona instead of having. Ramona's like, I'm not gay anymore. Get away from me. Yeah. I regret it. I'm not into girls anymore. Yeah, it's just like she just puts up her hammer at her. You know, yeah, this weird, because she has this weird magic, it's a classic, magic satchel, right? Yeah, classic trope thing. But also she has the entrance to the dimension thing that she can travel. They're breaking the Blockbuster store here. Netflix is obviously a message for Netflix. Yeah, they're like destroying the Blockbuster. Netflix is telling us, this is over. Oh, they fell into the movie. Man, this is crazy. They fell into like the 30 movies, whatever. Jesus Christ. Man, this is awesome. This is crazy. Ramona versus Roxie. But yeah, I love it. Oh, they're gonna jump through movies. Yeah, they're gonna jump through movies. I can't stop because yeah, it's a remote. You see now though, they actually have like an emotional moment here. But it is kind of trope, you know, they were dating in college. Yeah, they were college girlfriends. Yeah, it's like experimental age, you know. You made me a lesbian. It must be the episode of Friends when Rachel has a lesbian friend. Yeah, it's like, you made me a lesbian in college, you know. It's like that one kiss, the experimental kiss. This is actually very interesting though, because, you know, I've of course read the full comics several times, right? And as the one, the whole Scott Pilgrim storyline is about a lot of relationship, you know, maturing and so on, right? And him going through all the excess of Ramona, for him to understand that Ramona is actually a bad girlfriend for him or whatever, right? And all this stuff, right? So on, she's gonna blah blah blah. So I actually really like this moment here. That, I mean, obviously it is a little tropic and a cliche. It's almost like parody in the anime here. That they were like experimenting, you know. They were like, oh, they were college roommates, so they were experimenting on, you know, oh yeah, maybe going that way. But it also becomes actually into the story. Like I said, it actually does remind me of the scene in Friends. So Rachel, right, in Friends, of course, in Vanstone, has like an old college roommate, you know, a friend, right, that she once, you know, did some girl stuff with, right? And then that friend has been like in love with Rachel since that day. It's like, you made me a lesbian, basically, right? And it kind of feels this way too. She's just like, oh, you know, you were the first girl that ever, you know, like, why didn't you apologize for that thing? So So actually it's kind of interesting, right? Because it kind of comes back to her in a lot of ways being angry over, like, oh, you just kind of experimented with me, and that was mean and so on, right? And like, oh, you tricked me or whatever, you manipulated me. Which she did, right? Because Ramona isn't necessarily a very nice person. That's what I mean. In the end of the storyline, in the comic book and so on, you kind of figure out, obviously from being, I would say, but to some extent, right, Ramona isn't a very good girlfriend, right, And of course, Roxie is like, you were a terrible girlfriend to me, you were my first girlfriend, you were a bad girlfriend to me, right? So, yeah, actually, I really like this edition here of their, like, so to speak, lesbian college experience, right? Because she kind of basically is commenting how, she's kind of using her, right, during their, experimental phase, right? Which I think is actually, I would say it's common, but it probably happens in reality, to some extent, right, definitely. That, because it's a very classic, like, trope, right, that girls do this thing, and then some of them are probably like, actually love the other girl, and the other girl is like, no, I just want to experiment, and the other girl is like, but I actually like you, right, So it actually is a probably a somewhat common issue, right? That some of the girls in this phase feel that they get, manipulated, right? So, it's interesting. No one really spicy though. She's like testing it. Yeah, she's just like, might as well try with the other girls then. Whoa, yeah, it's a spicy remake. No sparks, eh? You have a hot coworker too. Yeah. Okay, so Roxie does everyone. Roxie's like, what about the other girl? Now she's singing the Robin Hood song that she's leaving. Yeah, interesting. Do. Probably a copyright reference. Yeah. Oh, Gideon knows her? Oh, so... See, I like it. Maybe Gideon's gonna have a completely new character arc. Yeah, he might have a massive new arc. That kind of episode here, and the sun went down while I recorded. Interesting. It's completely dark here. Whatever. The sun went down, stuff happens. That was really good. The Roxie moment's great, and like I said, there, right? I think even more so with the next scene, which was kissing. That's kind of how it goes. Like, Roxie is a lesbian, right? She likes girls, right? Ramona isn't really a lesbian, I guess. She's even bi, maybe, right? She's like bi-curious, right? Yeah, I guess, whatever. That was really good, like I said, there, because even more so with the next scene afterward, because it shows you how Roxie is actually like seriously wants to marry a woman. You know what I mean? And where, Ramona's like, nah, I did it because I want to do it once. Yeah, Ramona is more like, I just want to maybe some chick, because... But honestly, that's kind of how Ramona is, and maybe I'm spoiled, I don't know, but I always felt that, I love this comic book and so on, but I never felt that Ramona was like a really, like I said, she was mostly a kind of a bad girlfriend to everyone, right? And they kind of like her, because she's kind of crazy, and, she's weird or whatever, she's special, but at the same time, she's unique, yeah. But at the same time, pretty bad actual girlfriend, because she's so, inconsistent, right? And that's kind of a good step of it, yeah. Roxie wants to, go steady with a girl, and get married, and get kids or whatever. And Ramona is like, oh, we can do it because I want to, experiment. We can try it once. Like the next scene here, she's trying to, like, find find a lesbian girlfriend, right? Yeah, trying to find a girlfriend afterwards. After she had a closer with Ramona there. So really good episode, and like episode 2, it is great how they are changing it up, right? Instead of having, of course, Scott fight every person, now we have, I guess, early Mattel beating Gideon. Gideon I can see coming back though, so who knows? But Ramona defeated Roxie, because I don't think that Roxie will return now. It feels like Roxie's out now, yeah. Like, she had that closure, right? Ramona apologized for using her, and now I feel like she's out of the picture probably. She might come back for some kind of group thing or whatever, but I don't think she's gonna come back and fight Scott. That wouldn't make any sense if she comes back to, like, dueling Scott right now. That would be stupid. So that probably won't happen. But so that's also a way to kind of get away after some of the X's, right? By having some of the other cast to defeat them. And honestly, I would like that keeps going. Yeah, Scott should fight a few of them, but I wouldn't mind if some other character like Knives over there takes out another person too. It'd be interesting. So kind of mixing it up a bit, definitely. But it actually made the most sense though, honestly. Because the other characters, I wouldn't say had this baggage with Ramona. Roxie actually confronting Ramona in this, like, girl on yeah, that actually probably makes the most sense, because her anger does feel like the most justified anger against Ramona, right? The other, yeah, like Mattel is like, oh, whatever, she was my first girlfriend, and she broke up. Yeah, that feels like meh, right? Roxie is more like, she manipulated me. Yeah, that feels her, their actual storyline feels a lot more like she actually should be angry at her, you know what I mean? Whereas some of the other guys are kind of like, it's kind of silly. It's just kind of like this ridiculous storyline. But anyway, guys, please subscribe, press the like button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with 4, 5, 6 probably. Yeah, I'll probably do 3 episodes each, right? Obviously, cutting, editing, so it might take some time. But that's like that. We never show the whole stuff, but stay in fair use. Yeah, no anime tomorrow, so no weekly anime tomorrow, so be a good fit. More Scott Pilgrim tomorrow. But I guess we have a great day.